Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. The government's clear long-term foreign policy is oriented towards the West, NATO membership, and EU accession. It's a country with a Northern European identity, but also with a Soviet past. Estonia's highest-ranking soldier sees the entire region under threat from Russia. They have multiplied conventional military forces on the borders of Western Europe, near the borders of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. They've created a new tank army and new divisions, and are going back to the old Cold War-era military structures. And they are not neglecting threatening nuclear gestures. Estonia's armed forces number around 6,000. We joined 3 members of the Estonian border agency on a patrol. Their job is to guard the country's territorial waters, which involves close cooperation with the military. The Narva Reservoir in the northeast of the country also marks the border to Russia. It's just across the way. Under current circumstances, the patrol even stops seemingly harmless fishing boats. As you can see, the Narva water reservoir is quite large, but the border is just a line. Some accidentally cross it. May 9th, Moscow's Red Square, the annual commemoration of Russia's victory over Nazi Germany. Thousands of soldiers wait for the military parade to start. In recent years, the event has become a major military show again, harking back to Soviet times. This is the stage for Russia to display its resurgent military prowess. Under President Vladimir Putin's watch, the Russian armed forces have undergone comprehensive modernization. But such appeal to the Soviet era is at odds with Moscow's modern, cosmopolitan image. The editor-in-chief of a government-friendly journal warns against hasty comparisons.
We can say that the Cold War spirit is back, but in fact it's very simplistic explanation. What we have now has different nature and different roots.
Peace and security in Europe is a big issue in southern Germany too, in the state of Bavaria. Some residents here have got up extra early to spruce up their community. While 1,400 American soldiers and 400 military vehicles are on their way from their Bavarian base to Eastern Europe. Crossing the bridge is the first step in an operation dubbed Dragoon Ride, after the nickname for the regiment. United we stand is the message to America's friends in Europe. As the troops head off to Estonia, they too show off their military strength, as a deterrent, says their commander, U.S. Colonel John Meyer.
It demonstrates the United States Army in Europe's ability and capability to rapidly move, help prevent any type of hostilities.
We are not in the Cold War situation where, hundreds of thousands of troops were massed up along the borders with nuclear weapons. And we all really feared or were afraid of a big war between the Soviet Union and NATO, the United States. The challenge now is that we are experiencing many more uncertainties.
Vyacheslav Nikonov is on the campaign trail in Nizhny Novgorod. He's a supporter of Putin's party and the president of a foundation that promotes Russian culture abroad. He has no doubts about who is to blame for the crisis in relations with the West. It's primarily due to American policy. NATO is a tool of the U.S. It serves American global dominance. The United States will do everything to cement its global domination, which includes trying to weaken alternative centers of power, such as Russia. Germany also plans to send combat troops to the Baltic on temporary deployments. These battle tanks have been decommissioned, but now the government is buying back mothballed tanks from the manufacturer and modernizing them. By 2017, around 100 of them are to be back in service. After German reunification, Berlin steadily reduced its troop strength. But in a policy U-turn, 7,000 personnel are to be added to the German armed forces. A quarter century of military downsizing appears to be history.